Hi everybody! So today I wanted to just throw up the camera and paint with you guys. I have a commission I'm working on right now. It is of a girl and her dog. It's just a little itty bitty one. It's 2.5 by 3.5 inches, so just something small. I already drew it. I have it right here all set up ready to go because I find it a lot easier to paint while talking than draw when talking. I feel like when I am painting, all the hard stuff's already figured out. It's just like making decisions on colors. So I thought we could just hang out today. I think this would be a good video if you also are an artist and you just like having stuff on in the background while you make your art. That is exactly what I like to do. Or maybe you just are working on, whatever. And you like having somebody talking while you're doing that. So that is what we're doing. I wanted to do a couple of housekeeping things first. Number one, these are the new glasses I was talking about. What do we think? If you saw my last video, I talked about how excited I was about my new glasses, and they came in and I love them. I love these glasses. They have glitter flecks in the frames and I'm obsessed. I love these glasses. I think they're the best ones I've ever had. Second of all, I got a new product in the mail today. I have it right here. I actually just posted a short about this too. They're these twistable bear crayons. They're called silky crayons. I'm bleeding. My thumb is bleeding. Hold on. I'm back. I have a Band-Aid. Sorry that was a little awkward and gross. I don't know even how I cut myself, but I'm just gonna leave that in there. So yes, I got these. They're from the brand Jupiter Earth Twistable Bear Crayons. And I just posted a short about these. I've never tried them before. They seem like they're marketed towards kids. I have 36 colors. Look how cute they are in their little bear tote. And they've got little ears, and then actually, I can't open it right now. But all the little pen caps are little bear faces too, and I think it's so cute. So I'm gonna play around with these. I think on Wednesday I'm gonna film another video of showing like me playing with them and experimenting and creating a finished artwork with that, hopefully. So that should be kind of fun. So stay tuned for that if you're interested in these silky crayons. And then the last thing I wanted to mention before I turn the camera around and we get to do some painting is that I just launched or relaunched my Etsy shop on Saturday. So I right now have lots of stickers and art prints up. I'll put up a couple of pictures here. I'm really excited about the work I have on there right now, and I'm making lots more. I have a circus series coming up soon, excuse me. So, yeah, I just had to throw that out there. But with me today, I've got this very cute cup. This is, somebody gave this to me. Her name was Emma. And I love it, and it's beautiful, and it was so nice of her. And so I've got today with me some coffee. Some decaf coffee with silk pumpkin spice creamer, because the silk pumpkin spice creamer is the best creamer in my opinion. So I'll be sipping on this. Hope you don't mind. You should get your own little warm toasty cozy drink. And I'll turn the camera around and we can get into some painting. Okay, so glasses. I just had to show you real quick because I'm obsessed. And I wanted you to see them in detail, but I also wanted you to see what I've got with me today. Sorry about this jump scare close up, hold on. Okay, that's a little better. Sorry that this is just like an awkward video already, but this is what I've got. So this is our sketch we're going to be starting with today. I've got my white jelly roll gel pen, a 0.3 I think, a 0.2 micron in the color black, a fine jelly roll, my water, my Winsor & Newton palette, my extras, and my little paintbrush. So that is everything we're using today. Okay, now we can finally paint. Okay, so I have you all zoomed in, and hopefully everything goes to plan. Honestly, this day has already been crazy and chaotic, and it's not even 12 o'clock. Sorry, I know the table's moving right now. Yeah, I don't know if you could tell in that first clip where you guys saw my face, I am like exhausted right now. It's just, I signed myself up for too much work basically. And so now I gotta do it all, and you know, you might be thinking, why don't you just do it instead of filming a YouTube video while you do it? And that's because I just wanted to film a video. I don't know. I just wanted to hurt my mind today, so hold on. Maybe I should start drinking caffeinated coffee. I won't though. Okay. So here's the plan for this little drawing here. Again, like I said, I've got you zoomed in, so hopefully the quality isn't too sacrificed or anything. But she wanted her and her dog, and she wanted to wear some like greeny earth tone type of colors. She wanted a cream kind of off-white background, and then our little dog here kind of looked like a Westie dog, and so he will stay white. Now, the off-white is kind of a hard color, I feel like, to do in watercolors, but we're gonna try. We're gonna start with that. Let me see here. It's got some paint. Let me get a clean little palette here. I don't even actually know if I can get to one. Let's see. Uh-oh. Okay. If you could see how I have my camera set up right now, you would understand why that was so hard, but it's not interesting enough to explain. Okay. Guys, I swear, we're gonna get into it. Okay. There we go. You just gotta bear with me. Sometimes I gotta get my bearings straight. Alrighty, so I'm just gonna kind of mix together like a peachy color over here. And then I'll kind of gray it out with some blue and purple. And I don't want it to be gray. I just want to neutralize it because this can be kind of an orangey, very yellowy. It gets like a very much a like my skin color kind of tone. So we'll get that, and we can start with the background. I want to add a little orangey to that. Oh, I hear my dog. Well, it's not my dog. It's my parents' dog. His name is Roger, and I've been taking care of him the last couple days. And usually he annoys me, but this week he's been so good and so cute, and I love him. But I hear him like nudging at the door, but I'm not gonna let him in. He prefers my boyfriend to me, so I know if I bring him in here, he's not gonna want to hang out. He's just gonna want to go back to where he is working. Okay, I don't even know if you can see this color I'm making, but it's literally going awful so far. Why wouldn't it today? That's just like kind of day it's been. You know, it's a good day. It's a good day. I shouldn't complain. It's beautiful outside. Roger and I went on a walk and we talked about the leaves. Yesterday, Roger and I saw a coyote. That was kind of wild, actually. It was like, maybe it was Saturday, but yeah, it was crazy. Okay, I'm not confident in that color. So, what I'm gonna do is, I need a piece of paper to swatch on. Let me see here. Oh, I can't find one. Hold on. Okay. I have this is the sketch that I sent the girl. Okay, so that's ugly. So we need to keep working on it. But, let's see here. It'll come together. I think we need to dilute it too. Because it's pretty opaque as a color. So let's see here. It's still feeling a little too peachy, but I don't want it to be gray. I'm just going to add the slightest bit of purple to that. And, you know, normally I would have just left the background white. I don't usually do that, but in this case, because they asked for kind of a cream color, I would have maybe just kept it. However, the dog is white, so we want some contrast. Okay, I'm going in. Ooh, I don't know that I like it. You know, I always get so scared when doing commission work. But especially with little ones like this, you just gotta remember, if it's awful, you can just redo it. You know, that's not the best case scenario, but it's not like that's impossible. Okay. So, what's new with me? Well, I have been obsessed with watching this woman on YouTube. Her name is Piggy Pens. And she does coloring book videos. Like, she doesn't make the coloring books, she draws in them. And I'll be honest, guys, I had not realized what an art form coloring books was until literally a couple weeks ago. And you should check out Piggy Pens. She does a lot of it. If you like, videos like this where you can just turn it on in the background, that's how I like to watch her videos. I mean, actually, this weekend I did cuddle up on the couch a few times and just rest and watch some Piggy Pens. But I like having her on while I do my painting, because it can be kind of like lonely when you're just in your room painting by yourself, and that's what I do Monday through Friday, which, I mean, I love my job. I feel like I'm so blessed to even get to say I do it for my job, but, it can be a little lonely sometimes by yourself. And so I like to have her videos on. And, she's actually been inspiring me lately to film a little bit more, because I like that she just turns on the camera and she's just herself. She doesn't feel the need to make her videos perfect. That's not to say they're bad. They're good. I like them. I love them, actually. It's just, it doesn't have to be this overly produced thing, and I really respect that. And, not that I've ever made a really overly produced video. It just encourages me, I guess, is what I'm saying. Okay. So you can see we already got the background filled in. That's a nice thing with these little commissions, is that they're pretty quick. Actually, I did forget this bit. So yeah, I've been loving watching Piggy Pens, and I also started watching Colored by Maya, because Piggy Pens, mentioned her, and she also does coloring books. And, I think the other one I started watching was My Colorful Country Life or something like that. The woman's name is Karen. I don't necessarily like that one as much. I like it when people are talking and sharing their work. But you guys, I'm going to let this dry for a second and I'll just chat. If you don't know, if you think it's funny that I said that, coloring books are an art form, you gotta look into this, because these people are doing crazy stuff, crazy in a good way, with their coloring books. They are transforming them. They're adding, they're drawing on top, they're playing with the line work, the shading, it is so impressive. And what's cool, too, is that they do these things called buddies, where, two people will draw the same, coloring page, in one in their book and the other in their own book. So you have two different colored pages. What am I trying to say? The same page colored by two different people. There we go. And it's so cool to see people's different interpretations. But they just are they're just cozy videos, and I love them. And I feel I find them very peaceful. I don't really like to surround myself with a lot of stuff that is, I don't know, very, I don't want to say pop culture-y. I mean, that's true, but I don't like it when we get into the dirt. I mean, you know what I mean? There's a time and a place for that, but I just want to, if I'm painting and I'm in my room and I'm being cozy, I want to keep the vibes good, So, my coffee's already lukewarm. Okay. So, actually, that background color worked out pretty well. I'm not mad about that. One thing I'll be interested in is covering up, I draw on my red pencil, and I don't know how well I'll be able to cover this up, but we're going to try. And the good thing is I have some acrylic paint pens, so we can always depend on those, especially for covering up on the white, where I'm not going to be painting on top, because a lot of the time, the like paint, it might, you know, it's watercolor, so it's transparent, but sometimes you can, what am I trying to say? My brain, I'm telling you, it's mushy. It doesn't work right now, and so that's why I decided to film a video while I'm talking. But basically what I'm trying to say is that even though the paint is transparent, you can see the lines underneath, but you don't really notice the lines underneath, and I like that. And sometimes I think it's cool when you can see a little x-ray into the artwork, you know? So I'm just adding a little bit of blue. She's got some tan skin, and so I want to neutralize it a bit. I don't want her to have orange skin. Speaking of orange skin, okay. I feel like I can, since a lot of people don't watch my long form videos, I feel like I can tell you guys things that I have in the works as like a little treat to the people who do actually watch, but then also because I know not many people are gonna know. Not that like it really would matter if people know, but I have a new thing I'm working on for my shop. So like I said, my shop right now is mostly, well, it's not even mostly, it's all either stickers and there's a line here I don't understand. What is that line? It's all stickers and art prints. Okay, I gotta figure that out. This line, it just comes out of nowhere. This is not a good time to notice this. Hopefully I'm not doing something dumb by erasing that. Okay, so yes, orange skin. There's a segue here. I swear. So I had a dream last night. Okay, and in my dream I was making a sticker for my shop. And like I said, my shop right now is all stickers and art prints. And when I woke up this morning, I thought that idea was too good. I have to make it. And as I mentioned, I'm very busy this week. So I don't really have a lot of time. So what did I decide to do when I woke up this morning? Oh yeah, spend 2 hours I didn't have making this sticker. And it's not even done. So this sticker, you know the cheetah girls? Okay? I don't know what the demographics of the people who do watch my videos is, but I was born in the year 2000, okay? I am of that time. So the cheetah girls were like there when I was growing up on Disney Channel, okay? And if you don't know what the cheetah girls are, if you're too young or a little older, it was basically just like, I don't even know that they were real. I mean, I think it was just like for a movie on Disney. They had a couple movies, but it had like Raven Simone and some other people, and they were like a girl group, and they had like movies and stuff, okay? And in my dream, I was drawing the cheetah girls for a sticker, but they were orange because they were the Cheeto girls. And so, because I love me a good pun, and I love me a little bit of 2000s nostalgia, it had to be done. I had to sacrifice myself, and it had to be done. Did it mean having a little extra stress in this day? Yep. Yep, it did. And is the sticker done? Nope. Will I also rush to get that done today? Yep. So, that is that. But yeah, I am really excited about my Cheeto Girls sticker. If I have it done by the time I upload this video, I'll put it on screen so you can see. Actually, what I do have done though so far, I'm really happy with. I think they look really cute. So, and then, I don't hardly even remember the Cheetah Girls movies. I remember the one where they go to Bollywood. I watched that at my friend Kelly's, 7th birthday or something. But, I got the first and second Cheetah Girls movie from the library on hold. So I'm really excited about that. I think that's what this girl needs to unwind this week, The reason like I said, I just put too much work on my plate. Basically, so this weekend we're going to St. Louis, see my family. Like my aunt and my uncles, that kind of family. And So we're leaving Friday morning, and what did I have on my plate for this week? Oh, just 3 commissions. I never even do 2 at once on a normal week, and for some reason this week I just thought, yeah, let's do it all. Let's really see how far we can stretch ourselves. And you might be thinking, well, couldn't you just have said no? Yes and no. So yes, I could have, absolutely. But, you know, I'm going to be honest. As an artist, I find it really hard to say no to work because that's like, it's already kind of hard to get work. And so if somebody's saying like, hey, can you do this? It's, you know, and I'll pay you for it. It's really hard to say no, or just like, not right now, but maybe in a week, because you don't want to lose it, you know? You don't want them to get disinterested or to, you know, just find somebody else to do that. And so, you know, it always gets done. And right now, what I'm trying to focus on is not getting too tunnel visioned, but to just keep, you know, step by step, basically. That's her little blushies. I always love to add these little blushies. And we'll do her nose. And we're doing the nose. Alright, did you guys have a happy Halloween? I did. My costume, I don't think a single person outside my mom and dad understood it, but I have no regrets. I'll throw up a picture of that too. That was Wallace from Wallace and Gromit. Her nose is crooked. I can't see. Okay. There we go. I think it's fine. If it's awful at the end, I'll just redo it. Oh, I just feel like my brain doesn't work. Okay, we're gonna let that dry. We're gonna take a second. We're gonna take a pause. You know, I feel like I could fall asleep right now if I'm being honest. But yeah, I had a great Halloween. I love Halloween, and I carved my pumpkins. I carved the cutest pumpkin, and now we're in November, which is crazy, absolutely crazy. But it's still so beautiful. Like this fall, I feel like it's been a late fall, but it's been a really nice, pretty fall. Alrighty. Yeah, this weekend I just took the opportunity to simply chill because I moved like 2 weeks ago, and things have been non-stop since I moved. Last week, like every single day we had somewhere to go, and I was just over it. So I made a very, very cozy relationship with my couch this week, and that was awesome. Okay, there's a little dust. It's like impossible to see. Just try and get that, because even though those little threads seem like they wouldn't be noticeable, they actually do like leave marks, and it's really annoying. So she's got some black hair, which I never use black on my watercolor only because I feel like it's a little too harsh for what like my colors usually are. So I just use a kind of thicker, not thick, but more pigmented, I think would be a better way to say it. More pigmented Payne's Gray. Gosh, I hope this video isn't like so super boring to you all. I know I'm like not always the best at talking. I mean, I love to talk, but I'm not always the best at like making my words clear. But I love just chatty videos like this. Like, I love to make them. I love to watch them. And, you know, honestly, these videos don't ever seem to do well on my channel. I don't know why. Maybe they are boring. I don't know. But, you know, even if it means that 13 people watched it, like my last one, so be it. I think also it doesn't help that they just are long a lot of the time. And so people just like don't have the time, or they don't want to commit like that, you know? I get that. I like long YouTube videos though. Those are my favorite. Okay. I feel like that's messy. I feel like things aren't going well, and I'm nervous. But we continue on. Sometimes the problem is that I don't have the best way to prop up my camera, And so I have it like on like a mount, but then that mount doesn't secure to my desk because my desk doesn't really have like a ledge to it. Because it just like kind of like goes straight down from the top. And so I have to like clip it to my art box. Like this big wooden storage thing I have. And so I don't get a lot of room, and I can't really get that close to the painting, you know. But that's just what it is. I'm hoping to have a microphone here soon. My dad, he's out of town right now, but he says he has one that he doesn't use at his office. And he said that I might be able to use it. So, because that's one thing I'm not really happy with my videos is the sound quality. But hopefully, let's see. Hopefully that'll help. And yeah, the good thing is it's quiet where I live. It's like really quiet. I love it. My last apartment was not as quiet. I mean, you heard like the neighbors a little more, which I actually didn't mind. They had a lot of kids, and I love kids. So that wasn't a big deal, but it was kind of right by the highway, and so you heard the highway a lot, and that wasn't my favorite. But like having my windows open, and there I really did not like having the windows open because it just felt like, ugh, this constant white noise. Like, I don't know, it just wasn't for me. I mean, the place was great, absolutely great, but I do like this new place more. Okay, our hair doesn't match up, I don't think. Yeah, this week we're going to St. Louis. And then today, actually, I'm going to see my sister. She doesn't live necessarily near me. She only lives a couple hours away, though. And she's dropping off her dog. So I've become a dog hotel. We've got Roger and Dot here this week. And they kind of get along. They get along well enough. But you know, I'm happy to help out my family in that way. I used to not live close to my family last year, so I like living close now. It's been really nice. And I see my parents probably too much because I love them. Alright, so we've got our hair. Just filling this extra little bit. I'm gonna let that dry for a second. So for her sweater, I'm thinking we'll do kind of an earthy forest green. That's what she had kind of suggested or asked. And then the pants, I don't know, maybe either blue or like a maroon. Or maybe even brown. I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and fill in this heart. I'm gonna do it in the same red that I did her nose. Golly, I feel like I can't see well enough if her nose is like way crooked, to be honest. Oh, but I'm scared to fix it. I'll do the line art and then we can see. Alrighty. This doggy also has a little freckle on his nose, which I need to add in the end, but I think that is so cute. Yeah, I've never really wanted a dog until recently. But now having Roger here, I'm like, oh, I miss having dogs. But I'm not gonna get a dog because I don't want to pay a pet fee. Like, you have to pay a deposit here at my apartment, and then you have to pay like a monthly fee, and it just seems kind of expensive, and I don't know. I'm just not in the mood for expenses right now, you know. Alright. Here we go. And now I'm just gonna mix up a bit of green. That way I have kind of a reference for our sweater here, and I can kind of base the pants on that. But yeah, we're actually not even that far from this one being done. You can believe it. These little commissions are great, you know, because they don't take very long. And honestly, I don't charge much for them. I think this one is like $15, and that includes the price of shipping. But I don't really mind, you know. It's like, it's always nice to get to just make something for somebody. I know that isn't good business practice, but with these little ones, sometimes they spend a little too much time on the sketches, you know? And, I don't know. I always think that at the end of the day, like in the worst case scenario, if I didn't make money, I know I didn't lose any. And, by the way, I have no idea if you can see the color I'm mixing right now because the way I film on my phone, so I can't really, but it's like above me, you know what I mean? So I have no way of really seeing. But I always think like in the worst case scenario, if I didn't lose any money, then I spent a little extra time, but I got a little extra practice. So, no big deal. Man, I need to heat up this coffee. Alright, it still tastes good. It's that creamer, man. Oh, okay. Hold on. Wait. Oops, sorry, I bumped you. Okay. Okay, wait. Just hold that thought for a second. I gotta paint the nose of the dog, and it requires utmost attention. Sleeves up. Alright. Sorry if you see my messy hair right now. Oh my gosh. Okay. Whew. That went well. Oh yeah, we have ears to paint in too. Cute. Okay. So, food. Right? I don't know if I even said, I can't pay, like I said, brain's mush right now. But, I was thinking the pumpkin spice creamer, and then I was thinking of other foods I love. And one of my favorite foods right now is Drizzlicious. Guys, if you haven't had Drizzlicious, and I almost said like, oh, I don't want to talk about it because I want to gatekeep it. Okay, with all due respect to the 12 people watching, like, I don't think we're gonna sell out. I gotta come back down to earth here. Oh my gosh. But anyhow, Drizzlicious. They're like these little rice cakes, and the birthday cake one is so good. The salted caramel, if you can find it, is amazing. Berry is also really good. They're all really good. Cookies and cream actually isn't my favorite, but it's fine. You know, I'll still eat it. Oh, they're just these crispy little crunchy rice cakes. They remind me of Pirate's Booty, but sweet. And I love them, and I've just been eating them every day after dinner as my little special treat. But then also, so I saw two things. So I love to watch Morgan Chomps on YouTube. And she like posts food content, and she'll like try fast food stuff and like food updates and all that. There were two things she posted recently that I'm so looking forward to. So one was a gingerbread house by Cheez-It. And it comes with candy and icing, which is weird, but I kind of think it tastes good, and like the cookies are cheese cookies, and then there's Cheez-Its in there. So you best believe I'll be getting a Cheez-It gingerbread house this year. But the second thing that caught my attention was Kraft Mac and Cheese has been going crazy lately with all these different flavors, and they have apple pie mac and cheese, boxed mac and cheese. Guys, I have to have it. I have to try it. That doesn't sound good at all, but I must know, you know. I can't, that is too out there not to try. Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I quite like, you know, trying all the new seasonal foods. Like, I love it when M&M comes out with a new flavor, or, who else does? Oh, like Oreo does. Goldfish does. Like, all the different popcorns, too, that sometimes come out. I just love it. I just find it really fun for some reason. Right. I always like to paint the cuff on the sweater a different color, and I think I want it to be a little lighter, so I'm going to leave that plain for now. But I like this color. It's like very olivey, and I think it looks pretty with her hair. But yeah. Like my mom and I, what we always do is we go to Target together. And Target always has like the seasonal food flavors. And we'll like pick something out, and then we'll go in the car and we'll try it. Like, that's the rule. You have to try it as soon as you get in the car. And you can't tell the other person what you think right away. Like, everybody's got to try it, and then we have a discussion. Our consensus. We come to an agreement as to what we think about it. Oh, you know what else I love trying? And like this time of year, we always get such good flavors. Like, everybody's really doing their best. I love the blizzards from Dairy Queen. I love, like, the seasonal ones, you know? And the one they have right now sounds so good. It is frosted sugar cookie. I'm excited. Their best one, I swear, is the pumpkin pie. I don't think they have it anymore, so you missed it. But they usually bring it back every year. The pumpkin pie, though, is so good. I like pumpkin stuff, but pumpkin pie isn't my favorite pie. But that one, ooh, let me tell you, that is good. Alright, also, Cheez-It has hot honey Cheez-Its right now, which sounds actually really good. I'm not the biggest hot honey person. I just, like, would rather have honey, I think. But I haven't bought them because I don't really snack, like, a whole lot, like, on, like, chips and stuff. And so, I don't want to, like, get a whole box and then not finish it. So maybe I need to get some of my dad, like, when I'm with my mom and dad next. My dad likes that. He likes his snacks. I know my dad's probably watching this. You like your snacks, don't you, Dad? Alright. Gotta be extra careful going around the doggy's face here. Because he needs to stay white. Yeah, this dog is kind of sad. Has actually passed away. So the dog passed away about 2 years ago, she said. And this is, I think, the second time I've done somebody's pet who is no longer with us. And it always feels kind of special that you get to be part of, you know, somebody's memory, I guess. Like, that's one of the cool things about doing custom artworks, or even just artwork in general, is that you get to be a part of people's lives in a really cool way. Like, I've painted things for, like, a baby's first birthday, and it's like, even though, you know, like, I'm not saying, like, I was a part of it, but I was. Like, my art was a part of it, and therefore I was a part of it. And I just think it's cool that you get to be a part of these, like, people, or, you know, part of these special moments for people. And, thinking what else, like, I've done, wedding pieces, I've done engagement pieces, I've done, just couple portraits, so it's really cool, and that's one of my favorite things, getting to, like, be an artist, is that you get to, like, I don't know, help people remember these really special moments, or, like, capture these really special moments, and I think that's super cool. Alright, I need to take a sip. Okay. Now the part that I'm kind of avoiding is the pants. So, I kind of want to do, like, a maroon, but I'm worried that's going to look too Christmassy. So I'm thinking, since she's got some tan skin, well, I don't want her to look pantsless. I can see, like, an orangey brown. I think we're going to do it. I don't think she'll look pantsless. And if she does, well, honestly, guys, that's going to be a bummer. You know, that will be a bummer. But maybe I can add some stripes to it, too. It's always a little nerve-wracking when you go off script. But, you know, you just gotta trust yourself as an artist. You know what I'm saying? Alright. Again, I have no idea if you can see the color I'm mixing. But right now it's a little too reddy orange. She wants something a little more earth toned. So since it's orange, we're going to go opposite on the color wheel. And I'm just going to get a little bit of blue in there. That should neutralize it just fine. Ooh, while we're letting this dry, I want to show you guys the little painting I did this last weekend. Let's see, what do we think about that? I think it's still a little too orange. Okay. Gotta act quick. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, this weekend, I just wanted to do art because I was so busy doing art last week that, like, for other people, that I didn't get to do the stuff that I wanted to do. And, you know, you just gotta let, like, those creative juices out. You get new inspo, you know? So, gosh, I hope this doesn't make her look pantsless. This might have been a mistake. But anyhow, I think it'll be fine. I can always darken it. yeah, so this weekend I spent lots of time in my sketchbook, which I loved. And then I spent some time in, I have this like sketchbook journal thing. It's a watercolor journal. And I only have 2 paintings in it, but I do like Bible verse paintings in there. And I had, this painting I did, I'll show you here in just a second. It's not that good, to be honest. It's a little messy, but I just had so much fun doing it, and I don't know. Sometimes it's nice when it's not perfect because you don't feel super attached to it. Just gonna get it out so I can show you. So I know we're zoomed in, so I doubt we'll be able to see. I'll try and show you, but I also might put up a picture. It's a bit hard to see, but I'm just kind of showing you the close up, and it's Psalm 34:4. I sought the Lord, and He answered me. He delivered me from all my fears. So I'm doing a new Bible study, and it has you do memory verses, so I decided to paint that verse. I've got a little memory verse card here that I made. I had a little taxi and a stamp to like help me remember like the word delivered. But yeah, I have those all over my house right now as like little reminders to help me memorize these verses. But it's a really cool thing. I forget what the Bible study's called. It's called like Overcoming Fear and Anxiety, I think. And over the course of it, you memorize several verses. So I think that's pretty cool. Her cheek is a little, it's like it bled out a little. Let's see if we can't correct. Oh, sometimes you just gotta accept the fact that you're human and you're not perfect. Like, that's something I am not a perfectionist, okay? But I do find myself oftentimes with art when I'm making it for somebody else. I find myself being like, oh, they're going to notice this imperfection, and they're not going to want it, and they're not going to think it's good, and they're going to probably just buy it because they feel bad for me. And everybody's going to realize I'm an awful artist, right? Like, that's how our brains work. And, you just gotta remember, like, A, it's not that deep, and B, I think, especially in this age of technology and AI, like, seeing the human in the piece sometimes means seeing the imperfection in it, like, seeing the mess-ups and all that. So, it is what it is. Alright. We're just about there on the actual painting, and before I do the line art, I'm gonna fill in some of the white. Actually, no, I'm gonna do the line art first, just in case. I'm gonna say I was gonna fill in some of the white areas that are still red, but I'm gonna do the line art just in case it doesn't sit that well on top. And yeah. All right. So we've got that. I think I am going to add just a little bit of brown stripey to her pants. I feel like we need some pattern. Ooh, this brown I've mixed up is way too dark. Alrighty. Let's add a little water. It's always hard to tell with these browns. I don't know if I like the Winsor & Newton browns. I only have one in my palette. The other one I didn't like at all. And I don't know browns. I don't know which one's burnt sienna, burnt umber, and raw sienna, and raw umber. But sometimes they can be just a little, I don't want to say weak, but a little bit. Alright. Alright. Now hold your thoughts because we got to concentrate, okay? Okay, I think it's a good color. Okay, we're doing well so far. Oh my gosh. You know the pressure. You're an artist, you know the pressure. That comes with painting like anything that is a line. And I should use my little brush, but I can't get to my little brush because it's in the thing that my camera's mounted to. And I should have planned better. Okay. I think that'll help though, make it look like pants and not her legs. That color is pretty different from her skin tone, but just in case anybody was feeling like I forgot to give her some pants. It should be good now. There's a little patch here. I just want to fill that in. Alright. So now, the only thing left that I am wanting, she's got this sweater on. And I feel like it needs some little, like, woolly texture bits. You know? Like those little lines that's like, oh yeah, this is cashmere, you know? This is a sweater. Okay. Just a little. I don't want her to look like a pickle. This reminds me of that SpongeBob. The best time to wear a green sweater is all the time. I've been watching SpongeBob lately. It's just been on. And, yeah, 25 years old. The old season still hit. The new ones don't even talk about that. That's not SpongeBob. I don't know what that is. That's an imposter. It's gross. Okay. So we've got all of our colors in. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause our camera, let this totally dry, and I'll come back for the line art. And but first I'm just going to clean up and zoom out a little bit. Okay? Alright. Okay guys, so we're back. I also microwaved my coffee, which it does taste better now. Okay, so I've got our thing here. It's all dry, and I'm just gonna go in with my jelly roll. And this is 06. This is like the finest one they have. And before I was using microns exclusively, but I switched because I do watercolors, and I did notice actually that the paper was pretty tough on them, and so now I just use these for little details. I actually will start with this, I think, but the point, or not the 0.2, it's 0.3, but it's 0.2 because obviously that's intuitive. I like to do the nose, the eyes, and the mouth, because I have a little more control because this one is a bit finer. And then I'll go in with this jelly roll. You can actually see I've already, can you see? Already used up quite a bit of it. But, yeah, I love this pen. I'm so glad I found it. And you get a 3-pack for like $3. So, everybody wins. Yeah, so we're gonna go in and start with our little eye details. Now, I have you zoomed out to kind of a weird level, I feel like. But I didn't want it too close because I know my hand will be in the way at some times. So, okay. I always feel like once we get the eyes... Oh, we got eyebrows. Hold on. Once we get that, I feel like the hard part's over with. Alright, I'm gonna try my best. I gotta turn this, but I'm gonna try my best not to draw the whole thing off camera. You know, that would be like me to do. Okay, our nose isn't perfect, but I can live with her. The nose on this dog. I forgot to add, it needs a freckle. Oh no. I'll figure out what I can do about that. I have a plan. I have a backup plan. I'll show you how I problem solve with that. Okay. So we got our little doggy's eyebrows. The hard parts are over with. We're going to do the eyelashes, and then it's just kind of a matter of going around doing all those details, you know? So I feel like this part's going to be kind of hard to talk while I do it. So I might add some music just so, and like speed it up just so I like don't get too distracted drawing that I don't talk, or I'm too distracted talking that I don't draw. So if I do say anything, I'll pause it. But yeah, I'll just speed up this a little bit. Okay, so except for the white gel pen, I think, let's go ahead and add that. I think we've got all of the black line art done. I'm not going to do it on the dog's nose just yet because, like I said, I got to fix something on there. But do you remember a little bit ago in this video when I was like, what is that line? I don't know what that line is when I was painting her face. Yeah, so I just realized what that line was. It was the dog's other ear, but I think it's okay. I think we're going to get away with it because I think it also looks like actually kind of better if the dog's ear is like behind. So now what I'm going to do is I have to get into this art box, so I got to pause the camera, move it, and actually, do I need to? Yeah. No, I totally do. Oh, wait. Hold that thought. Might be able to get away. Oh, yeah, I know. I just moved everything. But I was able to get into my pens here. I need to do some touch-ups on the dog's fur. And then we're gonna try and figure out a little problem solve for the nose. Also with these white ones, you gotta make sure that, like, they get dirty. You're not carrying over old color. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just, anywhere I see, like, red pencil, where I want it to be white, just gonna go in and, very gently touch that up. Just like so. Yeah, I'm really excited to test out those silky crayons. They were actually sent to me, which, like on TikTok, like, I guess I have enough of a following. I have like 2,000, 3,000 people that follow me. I think I actually just got to 3,000, which isn't anything, all that crazy. It's not like a huge account, but it's kind of cool. I get to, like, I have some gel pens coming in too, which, like, I'm not gonna complain. That's pretty cool. Okay, so that kind of helped. Might need to go in and do a second layer in some areas. But now we're gonna try and fix that nose. A sip of my little coffee too. I've been drinking this for like 2 hours, I swear. But I just like it so much that I want to savor it. Okay. So, I have some pens here, my acrylic markers. So, these are by the brand Artistro. And honestly, like, I don't know a lot about acrylic pens or markers. These are markers, not pens. People say, like, across the board, they're all kind of the same. And these are just fine. Sometimes they're a little transparent for what I would like. But I think they were like $8, and for $8, I am not gonna complain. You get a good color variety. I actually like that they're a little more pastel. So with this brown, I've got my color swatches here on this like super random piece of paper. Brown must be this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of go in and lighten up the dog's nose with this color. Is this the right color? Oh golly. No, I just tested it out of my hand. This is gold. Oh, can you imagine? Oh my goodness. Okay, we're gonna... This one's brown. Wow, that literally was so close to Disaster City. Let's see. That's brown. Yeah, okay. That gold is pretty though. I need to use that more often. I haven't used it yet. So I'm just going to kind of go in. I can always reline it, but I'm going to lighten the dog's nose a bit. Okay, we'll need to reline it and add some probably a couple layers. Sometimes with these, especially with watercolors, you do have to do a couple layers because, like, it'll pick up the like the pigment underneath, and then it basically just like dulls down, but yeah, I like these. These actually really changed the game for me in my watercolors, because when things are like backgrounds I find hard, and so I can just go in and draw on top of the background, and I don't feel like it looks super, it's not that it necessarily looks like watercolor, but I don't think it looks super out of place. So I really like that. The other thing I was thinking, and I should let this dry more, but I'm gonna go in. Yeah, I went outside the line a bit. That's okay. The other thing I was thinking for the dog is I did say that the ear looks just fine to me, kind of tucked behind, but I could always try and go in with this white. I don't know, that's kind of risky. I think I'm just gonna leave it. And so what I need to do is let that dry, and then I'm gonna add a freckle to the nose and some little white gel pen as like the little nose shiny. And then the last thing is just go in lightly with some colored pencil and do some shading. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pause it and we're going to come back by the colored pencil because those other bits, you kind of already know how I'm going to do it. And they're not that interesting, let's be honest. Watching me add paint to that, that's not that interesting. Alrighty, so I think the nose has been saved. You can't even really see the freckle because this is such a tiny piece, like, as I'm sure you can tell. But I've got my colored pencils here. And I'm just going to go in and do little bits of shading, fix up any extra little details. I hope those aren't too loud. And just like you can see, there's lots of little gaps in there. So we're just going to fill that in. And I always like this part because I really think this is where the piece comes together, believe it or not. Especially filling in all those white little gaps. Like if you feel like your piece just looks a little unfinished, but you don't know what else to do with it, see if there's any places where that white paper is still poking through, and going in, even if it's just like little tiny pieces like that, going in and covering them up actually makes such a big difference. Like it takes the noise away, you know. So I use Prismacolor pencils because I had like a huge, you know, I've been doing art forever. So I have, you know, lots of supplies that I've just collected over the years. And I get rid of it, but, you know, I try not to get rid of too much because then I'll just have to like buy it again when I get reinterested in that media. So I have a bunch of colored pencils in this big case and all sorts of different brands. None of them are like the super high-end ones, but all sorts of different brands. And so when I was thinking about using colored pencils as a way to shade my watercolors, I tried all the different brands that I had, and Prismacolor was one of them. And this one I just found worked the best for me because, one, they're like really soft and opaque. And so I find that I'm able to get the color, like value, I guess, that I want. Especially because also my paintings and drawings tend to be like fairly vibrant. You know, I like a lot of bright color and saturated color on my paintings. And so I felt like they just were a good match. You know, I know Prismacolor isn't like everybody's favorite. I really like them. And I like how they're really easy to find. Like, you can just get them at Hobby Lobby or something. You know, Michael's. Oh, I will say, Hobby Lobby has a better price on Prismacolors by like $1. And when you're talking about a $3 item or a $2 item, like, it's worth it to know. Yeah. And so I just decided I didn't want a bunch of colored pencils. And so I had a decent amount, and then I bought the rest open stock. Just because I wanted to be thoughtful about the colors I was getting. I didn't want to have duplicates. And, you know, I only needed like a handful. So it really wasn't a big deal to buy those ones open stock. But I've got pretty much every color I need. And by need, I don't mean I have every color. Like I have an orange, I have a red, I have pinks. And the colors that I use, you know. But I like kind of having a more limited selection at the same time because it makes me have to sometimes be a little more creative and do something with the colored pencils that doesn't necessarily seem intuitive but ends up actually working out really well. Or it makes me kind of have to, I know this sounds silly, but it makes me have to try harder. You know, like having less means that I've got to work a little harder with the things that I've got. And I actually think that makes the artwork better because, you know, where I might not have like the perfect color to shade these pants, like I don't right now. I have this brown, which is a little darker than I would want. So maybe it means I have to layer up some other colors and also be like really light on the edges. And so because of that, I get like more complex shading and I get a better gradient with my colored pencils. So I've really loved adding colored pencils, though. I just found that I was having such a hard time with shading my watercolor work, and I like the texture that this gives. I've been playing around with texture a little bit lately. Or I guess maybe not playing around with it, but not being scared of it at the same time. Because with watercolor, I really was scared of like any texture, but I like having a little bit of like I'm used to doing my digital art, and but I actually say less and less now because I've been doing traditional art more and more. But I don't need to sharpen that. Yeah, I don't know what I was saying. I like the texture because I have done a lot of digital art. I think this, like, if you're gonna do traditional art, you might as well do traditional art, right? Like, it might as well look like it. Not everything needs to look like it was done on a computer where you can get like super smooth flat colors. Also, usually I don't have a lot of luck with sharpening colored pencils, especially with these Prismacolors. You have to be careful because they're soft. But this Boss Stitch Twist and Sharp pencil sharpener actually works really well with them for some reason. I have no idea why. I've tried the Prismacolor brand pencil sharpener. I've tried like maybe a Westcott one. I tried all sorts of types, and this pencil sharpener is like not new. It's several years old. For some reason, it just works. Also, I don't know about you guys, I love the smell of colored pencils. I used to, I think I've talked about this before. I used to draw in our garden shed. Like, I put a little chair in there, and like this shed was made out of cedar, and then the pencils I think are cedar, so they have like that very specific smell. And I love that smell. And so whenever I smell colored pencils, it like takes me to that time and place when I was like 14 drawing in the garden shed. Do you guys like the smell of any art supplies? I also have these crayons that I really like the smell of. Okay, so I don't have a black colored pencil, but I do have this indigo blue. I think I can get away with that on the hair, actually. Something blue on top of black looks really pretty, I think. Because like sometimes black hair, especially hair, has kind of that blue reflect. I think Roger, he's in this room with me. He decided to join me. I think he's asleep. I hear like him twitching. Oh yeah, I like that blue on there. I think that's really complex and pretty. And like you don't notice it, but it's there. I like that. I like that a lot. But yeah, we're just about finished up on the piece. And I'm really scared to send it to her because I don't think it's perfect. I never really think my artwork is perfect, but there's some pieces where you're like, oh, if you don't like it, just tell me, I'll redo it. You know, let's not, who are we kidding? You don't have to lie to me. I don't want you to pay for a lie. You know what I mean? Usually when I do my colored pencil shading, I will go in and add purple. Like I'll usually do like colors that are very similar. Like, you know, I'll do brown on top of brown, green on top of green, and then purple on top of that because I find I get a better blend. Because it's kind of smoothed out the textured paper and added like a layer of that waxiness. But I don't think I'm going to do that on this one. I don't think I want to see any of the purple because I just think it doesn't need it. Go in and add this. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of this painting. I do find that when I do this with my watercolor, especially on these really tiny pieces, I do end up sharpening my pencils a lot because, again, textured paper, but also find that I need a really sharp point, or that's just what I prefer. I wanted to add a little extra pink to those ears. Just a little. There we go. So here is the little tiny commission. I gotta sign it. But here's it all finished, and let me know what you guys think. I will, you know, if she says, that's not good, Zoe, I don't like that, then I will let you know. But if I don't update you, that means that everything went, and yeah, let me know what you guys think. Thank you so much for watching. Sorry that this was a little bit of a hot mess video. Oh my gosh, I think I just gave you an hour and a half of hot mess. I don't even know how long I've been recording for. But thank you for watching, and I will catch you later this week, hopefully with some Silky Crayon review, play, fun art stuff. So, other than that, have a great rest of your day, and thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.